Today, 8 years ago, I was in the States. We're having dialogue with one of my friends, and he is one of my favorite professors. In the dialogue, he told me something that changed my life completely. The thing is, it's very nice to see smart people from poor countries. You cannot imagine how much I felt when see and hear from other people that they think that Egypt is a very poor country. You cannot imagine how much feeling I had. You cannot imagine to what extent I was committed to come back from United States to Egypt to play my role in developing my country. So when my kids, after 20 years or 25 years, go back, they tell them it is very good to have smart people from great countries, not poor countries. So this is our commitment, and this is why we did our revolution. Dear ladies and gentlemen, let me summarize my talk in 3 or 4 elements. First, Egypt before the revolution. What are the main causes of revolution? Why revolutions can make difference? Main concern of Egyptians and non-Egyptians after what happening in Egypt. Egypt before the revolutions. Let me talk about some facts: economy, education, and political regime. Facts. Egypt is a fact. It is connecting 2 continents, Africa and Asia. It is a fact that all nations came to Egypt, conquered Egypt. Why? Because it's a fact that it is have a very good location, centering in all the world and all countries. Egypt, maybe some of you know and some of you don't know that it has 1 million square kilometers, but only 4% of this land inhabited, and the rest it is uninhabited. And I tell you why is that in a few moments. We have 27 governorates. We have population around 85 million people, with a population close to 2%. Economy, GDP per capita, only 2,300 boxes, which is make Egypt the old civilization with all the resources and assets we have, low middle income countries. And you can guess why we are there. Agriculture, 18.5% of our GDP. Industry, only 15%, and the rest is service. Private sector, 60% of Egyptian industries and work are an entrepreneur, owned by private sectors, and the rest by the government. Around 12 billion persons visit Egypt every year from different countries. 12 million people. Around 20,000 ships cross Suez Canal a year. Let me see, unemployment rate is 9.4%, but believe me, I can tell you, it is the government statistics. In reality, it is more than 30%. Our young guys and girls are unemployed. And you can guess why we are in this situation. Poverty. 22% of Egyptians lives under poverty line. And you also can guess why Egypt, with all these assets and with all these treasures, have 22 of its sons and daughters in discipline poor. Education, can you imagine? Can you imagine that people who want the early nations to know how to read and write have 30%, cannot read and write, and 38% in their females come to read and write, and even in Upper Egypt increase to even between female 52%. And you can guess why we are in this situation. Political regime doesn't need too much explanation. One man show. That's it. One man show. In the government, one man show. In the universe, one man show. Everywhere you find an institution, you find one man running this institution. Why? Because he is conducting for the one man who is running the whole country. Otherwise, you will be not in the show or corruption, dictatorship. corruption. I was a part of the government of Egypt as a senior advisor for a governor of Sohag, as a senior advisor for the Minister of Education, as a senior advisor for the Minister of Local Development, and I'm still in all these positions. I knew that there is corruption, but I never, ever, ever, ever thought that some of my friends, they are corrupted people, and I don't know even about that. Centralization, one-man show. Everything is central in one person at the end of the day. Big political parties, you have 4 or 5 political parties, they are connected with the government for sure. They have nothing to do with political wealth in Egypt or prosperity of Egyptian people. Mubarak, wife, sons, and elite. Something I really want to emphasize. When you talk about Mubarak, still until now, many Egyptians see he is a good man, but he is actually misled by his wife and his sons and his elite. Many Egyptians still think about that. Okay? But no one disagree about that his wife, his sons, and the elite was very corrupted guys, and they're really very bad guys. So still, when we talk about that, what the main causes of revolution? When people have a revolution, could not go for, it cannot be like in a very easy things. It could be for very, very unique reasons. Corruption, political governance, and economical corruptions. When you see that one of the president's friend made in an era of 15 years or 20 years, $1.6 trillion. What do you think? Why? Because he had access to power. Not because he delivered something valuable for Egyptian or for Egyptian economy. We don't have, we don't care if someone delivers something valuable for our economy, for our country to make trillions of dollars. We agree, we love that, we like that, we encourage that. But to have this money, because you have an access to power, you have this land free and just distribute it. You get you land free and distribute it in Sharm el-Sheikh by $5,000 or $5,000 by square meters. Then we have a problem. Poverty, as we said. Great people, innovative people, creative people with great assets, and they are poor people because of policies. Because of public policies, not because of lack of their creativity or the lack of their willing to develop their country or commitment to develop their country, but the lack of good public policies. Social inequality, you find huge percentage lives under poverty and a very small percentage lives in extremely very relaxing life. And why? Because they are connected, not because they are valued to the country. They work hard or do something, but they are connected. Do you know why now we have the revolution in Egypt? Policeman behavior. Police was not serving people. Because the police in Egypt used to make people servant for the police and for the government. Not serving people, but make them servant for the government as well as for the regime. Do you know, ladies and gentlemen, why we have this revolution? What invented this revolution and encouraged the revolution? Also world knowledge, internet. So the people who actually started the revolution, very well educated guys, not the poor guys. Why? Because they get internet, Facebook, they get connected to other people in different countries, live abroad, come back and see why our country should not be in the way it should be. So this guy, the world knowledge. Thank you for people who invented the internet and all this computer and this night technology. These are the heroes that make the Egyptian revolution happen. Ladies and gentlemen, this is when people came to Egypt and saying 3 words: freedom, integrity, and social equality. This is what the revolution is all about, the Egyptian revolution all about. Now, why revolution can make difference? What do you think? Some people saying, okay, you may have revolution and you just take out Mubarak and his sons and his elite, and after that for you guys go and sleep. And you don't complete. Why do we think that the revolution will make difference? and why we insisted that it make difference, and why an Egyptian, the first time in my life I see all Egyptians united. The first time in my life I see all Egyptians committed to someone. Do you know why? Because we have a vision. Do you know what is the vision? Egypt. Egypt is coming back. Because this is our vision. And this is all of us, especially young people, are working hard to do it and to reach this vision and to achieve it. And we will do it. First, why the revolution can make a difference. First, anti-corruption power of political regime. Now, it is no more monopoly for the political parties and so on and so on. Just though it is Egypt now is very open for any parties, and communist parties, liberty parties, social parties, Islamic, even Islamic, Muslim Brotherhood parties, everything. I think that it is very, very open now to Egypt to do it, and also. People are really keen to fight corruption. People used to be happy in paying bribes before that. Why? Because one of our speakers yesterday said, I can pay a bribe to get my work done, if it is right. We did that in Egypt, and we have been doing that for a long time. But now, Egyptians are very keen not to pay a bribe, but say, okay, this should be done in 2 weeks, then it should be done in 2 weeks, or we are going collecting to each other and staying in front of your office. So this is the way. So it is environment that anti-corruption completely now. Good macroeconomic policy to deal with poverty and inequality. I can see you that 2 years ago, I presented in front of the Prime Minister and in front of Gamal Mubarak a way to develop the small industry in Egypt, the small firms and the small entrepreneurs, and they like it. And I presented to the Egyptian Parliament, and they like it. And after that, no one did nothing to it. And I can tell you, after the revolution, the Prime Minister called me in, and I presented this, and it's starting happening. So this means one thing: it's changing in attitudes of policymakers. Before that, they were listening to us. Damn, they were listening to us. Well, okay, after listening, okay, go and study that, and let us study this more. And after you ask, they will study it more. And after they study it, they research it more. And after they research it, they're studying it, they read it more. And after they read it, they study it more. More. And those on, no. We don't. Thank you so much. You're really helping your country, and we appreciate that. It doesn't help poor people anywhere. Okay, repairing government institutions, especially police. Now, before that, if you have a policeman, connected to a policeman, you work, very solid way, and that's it. Now, if you are a policeman, you don't have your guns yet. Why? Because people are going to take it from you. Okay, if you are a policeman walking in the street, you better see someone good guy to walk with him. Why? Because people are going to attack you. Really, this is the situation now. Okay, so we are informed. This is I'm saying facts, not just jokes. This is the truth. I have so many friends, police officers saying, "Why do you have hold your gun?" Saying, "How come? You taking it from me. If I took my guns out of the city, you stop me and take my gun. Or otherwise, you kill me." Why people hate the police? Yes. Because they made them servant. They didn't serve them, they make them servant for the government and for the political regime. So one of the issues now is preparing all government institutions, and we're concentrating so much in improving education. One of the things, while I was as a senior advisor for the Minister of Education, and we have this, I was responsible for designing a strategic plan to develop the education system in Egypt, and we did this plan and spent so much time. And by the way, I do this for government volunteer. I never had a single dollar from the government, and this explains why I was working with the government with the ex-regime, and after the revolution, I'm continuing the same. Why I never take any single dollar from the government, anyway. So, and we have this strategic plan, and guess what? They like it, they talk about it, they spread it all over the news, and they have conference to discuss it. And after that, they put it in shelves. Very good aim. Very good aim to develop education system in Egypt. Already shelves. So if you have a strategic plan to be implemented, have a very good show and it will be implemented right away. Using Egyptians' asset, we are very committed to use all Egyptian assets that we have and have these good policies to use it in order to develop Egypt. Main concerns of Egyptians and non-Egyptians. Yeah, I heard from my friends' discussions here that, yeah, we have some concern about that, about that. So let me this is what in Egypt is what is going on. Consider Egyptians or sometimes of non-Egyptian. One, you elite with the same way of thinking, come and jump in the power. And I'm telling you, no way. No way, I believe. Why don't I believe? I'm sure. Do you know why? Because 85 million people, as someone said, it is not mine, but someone else said, 85 million people have their cell phones numbers. So they are connected to cell phones numbers and Facebook. So no way. So people are really keen to take all this, all elite and select the new ones in a very democratic way. Even the university select teams of schools and so on and so on and so on. So people very keen about that. People very aware about this. So and many people are working. So this will not be happening. Yes, many people fear that Muslims brothers will jump in the power. First of all, let me make something crystal clear. I'm a Muslim, and I'm very proud to be a Muslim. I have nothing to hide about that. I'm a Muslim, I'm very proud to be a Muslim. This is who I am. But when you talk about Muslims brotherhood, as we are Muslim, we disagree about so many things they are doing. So I can tell you, no way that we can jump into the power. Do you know why? Because we have so many people are aware about their way of jumping in the power. We have this experience just a week ago from now, and by the way, they are attacking me now in the newspapers and so on and so on and so on, just because we have election in the Suhail University Club on 11 seats. My seat was, no one actually competed me on this seat, and the only seat that is no one competed on, so it was a guaranteed. But the rest of the guys, we have like a group to be against the group of Muslims brotherhoods, and guess what? We gained the 11 seats. Muslims brotherhoods did not get a single seat out of the 11 seats. Do you know why? Because we are very committed for Egyptian liberal country. And let other people live their religion, Muslims, Christians, Jew, anyone, whatever your religion is, yeah, but you have the right to discuss it, you have the right to talk about it, you have the freedom to conduct it. Security and social order. Some people say, even my friend Ken is Holland, I'm telling him, oh yeah, why we go there and have some event in liberty in Egypt, say, how about security? How about security? I tell you what, yes, security in Egypt now, it is not that good. However, we never ever attacked foreigners. People who actually have been sent up to attacking our people, so they were corrupted people. But if you are a foreigner, if you are from different country and come, believe me, you are very secure. We find that 85 million people around you help you. This is completely right. Social unrest. Egyptian people by themselves, they are forgiving people so much. So you cannot find if there is a clashes and so on and so on. Do you know, guess what? There is a church that actually destroyed last year. And after the revolution, we find the Ministry of Interior Affairs who did that with his group. Do you know why? To make clashes between Muslims and Christians. Do you know why? To let all people think about this and don't think about what they are doing. Do you know why we have revolutions? Do you ever think about that government destroying church for Muslims and Christians, just clashing with each other, just just to keep their eyes out of that. Do you know why we have revolution now? Egypt will recover. This is a message from the Egyptian people. I'm talking in behalf of 85 million people. I'm telling you, Egypt will recover. Egypt will come back to play a vital role in the human civilization. And all the human beings know the role of Egyptian in the human civilization. And it will become again. Why? Because we are very, very, very committed as Egyptian young people this to happen. And guess what? We are not doing that like in the dream of conquering other countries or benefiting of other countries, but in the benefit of the world, as we did before. And I'm telling you this message: the world will be better off with strong Egypt. Egyptians are committed to make prosperity dream comes true. We are very committed to do that, and we are able to do that, and we will do that. Thank you all.